Hello, Rotary Club of Tucson. I'm Elizabeth Slater, the CEO of Youth on Their Own, and I'm excited to tell you about our program and how we address youth homelessness through education. YOTO's mission is to support the high school graduation and continued success of youth experiencing homelessness in Pima County, and we've been doing this for almost 40 years. The reason we focus on education is because it is the greatest tool we have to disrupt the cycle of homelessness, and this is a well-documented cycle. We have an estimated 2,900 youth experiencing homelessness in our county, and only about half of those youth will graduate high school without some kind of intervention. Unfortunately, if a young person experiencing homelessness doesn't graduate from high school, they are 450% more likely to be a homeless adult. This is where the cycle breaking happens. Education is that tool that can get right there in the middle and disrupt homelessness for a young person forever and put them on a path toward self-reliance. The youth we serve at YOTO, they are on their own without their parents. They are experiencing homelessness through one of the federal definitions of homelessness. They are providing all their own basic needs. That means their food, their hygiene supplies, and their school supplies. And they must be attending school. We are all about education. So any young person in YOTO has to be enrolled in school. If a young person wants to be in youth on their own and isn't in school, then we take that opportunity to get them re-engaged and re-enrolled in school so they can start benefiting from our services. This year, we expect to serve 1,500 youth throughout Pima County. So a little bit about the youth that we serve. They typically join YOTO during their junior or senior year in high school. That is when most young people end up disrupting at home and getting kicked out of the house. That's what most of our youth are in that situation. However, they're on their own through no choice of their own. So we are not trying to encourage teenagers to run away from safe homes. We want to provide a resource for youth who have no other choice. Either their parents are choosing not to care for them anymore or they can't. Most of our youth are couch surfing. That's what youth homelessness looks like. Most of the youth in our program are not sleeping in a car or in a wash. They are hopping around from friend house to friend's house. There are non-parent adults that are letting them stay in their home, usually on their couch. That's why it's called couch surfing. And one of our YOTO graduates put it best when she said, "The family took me in, but they didn't take care of me." So it's truly just a place to stay, but the young person is still responsible for feeding themselves, getting to school on time, all the things that a parent might do, our youth are doing for themselves. Typically, they have at least one job to support themselves. And finally, they want to graduate high school. They know that that's their best chance at having a different kind of future. And they are willing to work for it. They just need a little bit of support, and that's where we come in. Those were some of the stats, but look at these faces. These are actual young people who have graduated from Youth on Their Own and are pursuing a variety of different futures for themselves. This is really their success and their commitment to school. So how do we help? Youth on Their Own provides three things for youth in our program. The first is a financial incentive. Most teens who are experiencing homelessness, the reason they drop out of school is because they need to work. They need to earn money to pay for housing, to pay for food. So we try to place that financial incentive on their education. They can earn a conditional cash transfer from YOTO. It's called our academic stipend, and it's based on how many days a month they go to school. So the more days they go to school every month, the more money they can earn. They receive it on a reloadable MasterCard, and they can get cash out or they can use the card like a credit card. Secondly, we provide all their basic needs for free. So we have something called a mini mall in person where youth can come and shop for food and hygiene supplies and school supplies. They also can place an order online and the supplies will be delivered to their school every week. So this is just a way we're trying to think about whatever barrier there is to a youth attending school. If it's because they're hungry, they might not attend, they haven't taken a shower, so they need shampoo or foot powder or deodorant. That's something we can provide. So we're just trying to anticipate those barriers and then provide those things for free. Lastly, we provide guidance and support because we don't think you can just provide supplies and money to young people and they'll be all set on their own. They need adults in their life who care about them and who are consistent. So that's what our staff do. We have program coordinators and social workers on our staff, and they are those consistent, caring adults checking in with youth and making sure that they're on track to graduate. We don't provide the same service for every youth. We are not a one-size-fits-all program. Youth with the highest level of need get more money and more services from us. Youth with the lowest instability, they get the lowest service level, so they receive less money. This is a way that we're really careful with our resources, and we want to make sure that we're addressing the needs that youth have and concentrating those resources with the youth who really need us. I'd like to introduce you now to two of our youth, Fabiana and Vida, to let you know how these supports helped them stay in school.
It was just me and my sister, so it was really hard, especially since it was like after the pandemic and we were living on our own and prices were crazy high, and that stipend really supported me in that way. I want to become a physician, so that's a really long journey, and the first step was to graduate from high school. So it was crucial for me to graduate from high school and have good grades and have that extra support so that I could move on into college. I think about YOTO more of a community rather than solely physical resources because of the mentorship that YOTO staff provide. I think that the community should support YOTO more because YOTO is one of those organizations that is actually doing something and is really helping a lot of you to graduate high school, which is the first step to get a job or get into whatever path they want. Because without like that high school diploma, you are really limited to what you can do and stay in that like cycle of poverty.
Without like the incentives and the money helping me, I don't think that would have encouraged me to graduate. It was important for me to graduate high school because nobody in my family graduated. The stipends helped me like financially, but YOTO has helped me just visualize a better future that didn't want to, I couldn't even imagine. I see a happier future because I didn't see a happy future like before YOTO.
I love hearing those success stories, but we also want to make sure we have the data to prove that our program makes a difference. YOTO's graduation rate for our high school seniors is 93%. That is greater than the graduation rate for our entire county. That's all youth, and we are serving youth experiencing homelessness who have tons of barriers to their education. This is truly a remarkable achievement that is making a lasting difference in the lives of our youth. After they participate in YOTO in high school, youth can select to stay in our program up to age 25, so we can help them plan for what's next. Community college and university are the top choices of youth, but they also go full-time to the workforce or part-time into the workforce. They will do trade programs and also join the military. Our role is to help support them on their selected pathway and responsibly transition them away from YOTO services into self-reliance. We are a perfect fit for your goals. The work of youth on their own is truly at the intersection of all three of your targeted categories of need: education, children, and homelessness. And because working through all of those angles together gets us the best result, that is why YOTO selects education as the main way that we are addressing youth homelessness. It truly can change the course of a child's life. And so we would love to work with you. And here's how we would use your donation. 100% of your gift would directly support YOTO youth and their financial needs through our education stipend and through basic needs supplies. We also want you to know this is not just a drop in the bucket for YOTO. This would be a significant gift for us. It would make an enormous difference for our organization and for the youth we serve. And we can estimate that your gift would impact the lives of 1,500 homeless youth if we're selected as the primary beneficiary. And we would be just absolutely thrilled to work with you. I'd like to introduce you to one more YOTO youth, Aleda, who's going to talk to you about how the program helped her.
I was on my own since I've been in high school, and I heard about YOTO by a teacher my sophomore year. He saw that I was just really trying in school, and he said that there was help for people like me. And being in YOTO helped me a lot to graduate because it kept me encouraged, and they also helped me financially. I mainly use my stipend for my own needs, like clothes. Graduating high school was super important for me because it was the biggest gateway for me to do something with my life, and I will always be grateful to be part of this program.
Thank you so much for considering Youth on Their Own, and we hope we have the opportunity to work with you.